Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sam and today we will study gallbladder pathologies. The normal gallbladder has an anechoic lumen with hyperechoic walls, and here is the neck of the gallbladder, and over here is the fundus, and the central part is the body, and this is the transverse view of gallbladder. The Phrygian cap is a normal occurrence in the gallbladder in which the fundus will fold on itself. It is not a disease, but just an occurrence. A multiseptated gallbladder gives a honeycomb appearance, which looks like this. Multiple septations inside the gallbladder. They are asymptomatic, but they should not be ignored because they may lead to malignancy. This is the appearance of a contracted gallbladder. It occurs when the person has recently eaten, and the walls may appear thicker than normal, but as you can see it is less than 3 millimeters, so it is a normal thickness of the gallbladder wall. Here is a transverse view of a contracted gallbladder. The wall is measuring 2.6 millimeters, so that is normal. Duplication of the gallbladder can occur. Here you can see two separate gallbladders in this image. In partial duplication of the gallbladder, the body and neck are common, but here you can notice one fundus over here and another fundus over here. Gallstones appear as hyperechoic structures inside the gallbladder, and they will produce posterior shadowing. In this image there are 4 gallstones, and each one is producing its own shadow posteriorly. This image shows 3 gallstones also producing posterior shadowing. The West sign stands for wall echo shadow sign. It occurs in a gallbladder that is completely filled with stones. The first layer that we see is the gallbladder wall. It is slightly hypoechoic, followed by a hyperechoic layer, and that layer is of the stones. And behind that, or below that, is the shadowing, posterior acoustic shadowing. Gallbladder sludge is the thickened form of bile. It has increased density, so that is why it is appearing hyperechoic without any posterior shadowing, and it is mobile. That is, when the patient shifts his position, the sludge will also change its position relatively. Here is a transverse image of the gallbladder showing sludge, which is hyperechoic due to thickening of bile. Acute cholecystitis is the inflammation of the gallbladder. In this, the first sign is the increase in wall thickness, which is more than 3 millimeters. In this transverse view, we can see a thickened gallbladder wall, and there can be presence of gallstones or sludge, and also the presence of pericholecystic fluid. In this image you can notice pericholecystic fluid over here. fluid outside the gallbladder, and the walls are also thicker, and also there is presence of sludge. Here is another image of acute cholecystitis in the longitudinal view. Another sign, known as sonographic Murphy's sign, is helpful in diagnosing cholecystitis. In this, the pressure is applied with the transducer while scanning the gallbladder, and while applying the pressure, the patient will feel pain and tenderness, and that is a positive Murphy's sign. Gangrenous cholecystitis is a more severe case. In this, there is disruption of the gallbladder wall. There are sloughed membranes. There can be wall ulceration as well. In this image, you can notice wall ulceration. This ulceration is a sign of gangrenous cholecystitis. Here is a longitudinal view showing wall ulcerations. You can see 3 of them here. In gallbladder perforation, there is a large defect in the gallbladder wall, which leads to leaking of the contents outside. And here you can see communicating pericholecystic fluid due to puncture of the gallbladder wall. In the longitudinal view, we can see it more clearly, the defect in the wall and the communicating pericholecystic fluid. This is a strong sign of gallbladder perforation. Polyps are masses attached to the gallbladder wall by a stalk. Here you can see the mass is attached to the wall, and this is also known as ball on the wall sign. Here you can see a polyp attached to the wall in this longitudinal view here in the fundal region. In this image, you can see multiple polyps attached to the wall. Here you can also notice one stalk. Adenomyomatosis occurs when there is a herniation of the mucosal layer of the gallbladder wall into the muscular layer of the wall, and this can form sinuses or pockets. These sinuses are known as Rokitansky-Aschoff sinuses, and cholesterol crystals can get deposited here, which will give comet tail artifacts, and they look like this, and they also give bright reflections. Here is a transverse view of adenomyomatosis showing comet tail artifacts. In gallbladder carcinoma, we can see a hypoechoic and heterogeneous mass attached to the wall. This can also lead to increased thickness of the gallbladder wall, and it may be infiltrating into other structures such as the liver. Here is an image of wall thickening due to hepatitis. Here there is only wall thickening and no other feature is seen such as gallstones or sludge. There is extensive wall thickening in this image. Longitudinal view of the same case showing extensive wall thickening in hepatitis. Porcelain gallbladder presents as calcification of the gallbladder wall, and we will see hyperechoic gallbladder wall with posterior shadowing. Here is a transverse view showing hyperechoic wall with posterior shadowing. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more imaging videos.